There we go. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining me for another special health focus. Um, I'm looking into oral health, the holistic aspect of oral health, both more people coming in, both through the Tai Chi aspect and through um, conventional medicine. And so I think you have seen a shared a video of a lady dentist who does a lot of online dentistry, as in encouraging people and informing them on the best ways to look after their mouth. So I'm investigating some of these ways because I'm concerned about looking after my own mouth. I've just finished a course of 2 weeks of antibiotics, and much as hopefully they have helped me a great deal, they take their toll, and so my gums are feeling it, and so I'm working on that. So I'll keep you posted as to my results. But she's this particular lady dentist, and I can't remember her name. I think it's Ellie. She's a great fan of xylitol, which is a sugar alternative, and yeah, she seems to think that it's really, really very good for the teeth and doesn't have any of the nasty side effects that some of the other sugar alternatives have. So as I say, I'm going to do some of my own research using her information, and I'll get back to you. So we'll leave it at that for now. A few weeks ago, we did some of the Tai Chi or Qigong oral health repertoire, where we massage the gums and brush the teeth with the tongue. I've been playing with that, and I've been adding my own little variation on it, which I found exponentially produced more saliva, and that's the whole protocol is designed to produce more saliva. So I thought I would share that with you. So we'll maybe do it just for a couple of minutes now. So we're doing what we have been doing. So rubbing the tongue across the front of the teeth, back and forth, and then the inside back and forth, and then the lower set back and forth, and inside back and forth. We do that a few times, and then there's the tongue twisting, turning the tongue within the mouth a few times, and the flicking up and down as you breathe, excuse me, in and out, to help produce the saliva. These are the traditional, like ancient recipe for producing saliva, but I've also added a further movement where you take your teeth, your tongue, and you're gliding it down from the gums and off the tooth, and you do that all the way around. And I found as I did that, I got a lot more saliva being produced. And you could also do it on the back of the teeth. If you imagine there's the back of the teeth, there's the front of the teeth, you're just kind of wiping down from the gum line and off the tooth all the way round. So I'd like you to try that, please. It's a new variation in fitting with the traditional Tai Chi and Chinese medicine techniques. This is to promote saliva, which is thought to be heavenly water, as they call it in Chinese. It's natural medicine for your digestive system and general functioning. If you're getting lots of saliva, you're a healthy person. So let's have a go, please. Ready? So I'm going to use my hand to show what I'm doing internally. Ready? Again, please. Very good. And now tongue twists. I can show you. And flicking. You can double up with that and just vibrate your tongue. Good. And now let's try the wiping from the gum off the teeth and round. Same on the inside. It really makes your brain work, doesn't it? And the underside. And the inside. Good. And now, if you have any saliva in your mouth, now think of sloshing with it. Dragging it through between your teeth. Both the sides and the front. Good, and once you have a nice bolus of saliva, hold it. And if you can, think of taking a little bit at a time and swallow down. And if there are any issues anywhere down along the center line, think of it being held there for a moment, like a balm, like a medicine, soothing the area before it continues its way down to the dantian. Once you've done it once, take a little bit more, swallow it down. So if you have a sore throat, think of it floating there for a moment. If you had heartburn, think of it floating there for a moment, soothing, balm, and continue down to the dantian, to the lower belly. Even though the stomach is a bit higher, bring your awareness down to the lower belly. And in the last swallow then, swallow all the way down. Very good. Now, we just did a quick recap of that. Actually, I'd like you to spend about 3 times as long going through the motions. Think of it as a meditation in itself. It has the same remit as all of our physical movements within Qigong and Tai Chi, that you're focusing on what you're doing, you're feeling your way, and you're assessing the results as you go. So please work with that, play with that. I've put myself forward that I'm going to do this every day. So it's not just if you have a dry mouth, do it. And even if you're producing plenty of saliva, you will get even more saliva, and you'll keep, once the floodgates open, you'll keep getting saliva in your mouth, and this will aid general well-being. So please never spit out saliva. It is good medicine. It is good for you. But there is a difference between saliva and phlegm. So if you're hocking up nasty green or yellow or gunky stuff, by all means, politely and safely dispose of that. Get it out of your system. If you're getting yucky stuff out of your sinuses, again, that's not saliva. You can get rid of that. But if you're getting that lovely fluid flow, keep swallowing it down. This is good medicine. Okay, well done. We haven't saluted yet. Let's salute. Right hand in fist, please. Left hand straight together, and we press forward. Please do continue to work with that. Just like working on strengthening your muscles, we work on strengthening the mechanism that produces saliva. I even had one lady in a class yesterday who had I'm not sure if she'd had a saliva gland removed. I think she had, and the doctor had put in a balloon. I'm not sure what that was about. But she said, okay, I have a very dry mouth now. But we have more than one set of saliva ducts. So by the end of the class, or in the middle of the class, I was saying, so are you getting saliva? And she was going, yes, I am. So nil desperandum, keep working with it, keep playing with it. And relax into it. Remember, a relaxed system. Let's gently roll the center, please, into the 4 corners. A relaxed system is a happy and functioning system. When we are stressed, everything responds uncomfortably. So even if you're getting saliva when you're stressed, it's more acid. Especially women, apparently. Men tend to have a more alkaline saliva production unless it's like major trauma, whereas women are more sensitive, it seems, and acidify more quickly if they're under stress. So just keep relaxing, keep breathing, play with it. Think of it as a playful practice to support your system, and relax and enjoy it. Think of it as meditation, time for you. And it is very much working the brain and the coordination. Let's change direction, please. So coordination is not just about how you move your arms and legs, it's connecting mind and body function together. So if you can control your tongue in your mouth, that's working your brain. That's very good. Good. Okay, so how's your body feeling today? How is the movement? Is there any resistance? Is there any friction? Are you getting crunches and crackles? Don't worry if you are, that's okay. Just breathe and relax into it. In the same way, you know, whatever you're experiencing, work with that, welcome it. Think of it as a gift. It might not always be the gift that you want, but think, okay, this is what I've got to work with today. And if we can approach it with that open mentality, actually the system starts to alkaline, it starts to relax, and it starts to work with you a bit better. Whereas when we just crumble into a mass of tears and upset, and I don't want this, the system goes into upset and further misbehaves, doesn't work as nicely. So today is a good day. Say that to yourself. Today is a good day. Good. All right. Very nice. Let's come back to center. Please float the top of the head up, the chin slightly down and back. Now, often we talk about floating up from the very top of the head, but I was once in a masterclass with a gentleman who suggested thinking of being held by the base of the skull and thinking of someone gently hooking in under the base of the skull and drawing that up. And I really liked that method because normally we say top of the head floats up and chin slightly down and back. Whereas if you think of someone gently lifting you from underneath the base of your skull, you get both those things happening. The top of the head is light and the chin gently tucks down and back. So if you can think of being gently held, lifted up by the base of your skull, you'll naturally go into a really good alignment position. And from that position, we then release the rest of the body down, allowing it to dangle soft and relaxed with gravity. Feel a release in all directions, so over the side, over the front, and down over the back. And feel the weight evenly distributed across the feet. As you breathe, allow your system to sink down into the floor, evenly across your feet. Lengthen the fingers gently down, and we'll begin with open door 5. We scoop, lift and guide to center. Feel through to the back, lift and relax down over the front. Split the balloon, lift and feel to the fingertips. Release, relax, feel to the small of your back, to your kidneys. And as if you were scooping your hands around and underneath the kidneys, keep the connection feeling in your body. Deep breath, lift. Think of gathering as much good energy with your breath as you can and breathing out, sinking, releasing to center. Now we scoop around and lift and turn. Press forwards and up and circle round. Relaxing to center, Massage for the kidneys. So we stay level with the waist here. Elbows gently guiding the energy in towards the small of the back, into the kidneys. And pressing down and away. Relax. Press. Feel a little resistance in the air to your movements. Good. And we're going to float here for a moment. Calming down, checking posture. Releasing any tension. And we're going to go straight into scoop. Right hand under and expand to the corner. Release and scoop and expand to the corner. So this is a rotation of your ball. You're turning your waist, but keeping your hips square to the front. So absolutely, you can do this seated if you want to, if you need to. And we keep the ball level low. This is to stimulate the stomach and the spleen to come into their best balance. So it's not to push them into activity necessarily, but to help them find their balance. And this is beautiful centering practice. It's called an earth element movement because it is designed to bring your whole system into balance. If it's uncomfortable to do the twist, then you can leave the twist out and just turn the ball and expand forward. So we can work with the body. We don't have to do one movement and that's the only way. There's always a way to make it comfortable. So we turn the ball and expand, and even that will give you good results. You'll feel it's still working your system, but the extra turn just gives a little bit more massage for the spine, for the central nervous system. It takes it a little bit deeper. Beautiful. Okay. Moving on, we expand the ball now. Open it up, turn it around, grab the ball to one side and squash it, relax it down. So we're squashing in as well as down. I always call this the stroke your cat move or the hello Mr. Bond move, and expand. So the lower arm comes up and the upper, the one that was up, presses out. Good, and if we turn the waist, can you see that? And then turn the palms and grab the other side ball and relax down. Hello, Mr. Bond, and expand. Keep it round. Good. Now it is a little confusing. I know this one is, I think, the most difficult of the movements. So we squash the ball, the lower hand comes up, and just think of expanding. Yes, that's it. Good. And to the other side, turn the palms, take the ball, and squash it down. So this exercise works our lungs and our large intestines. You can imagine it's like you're holding one lung in your arms. And as you breathe out, the lung gets smaller. And then as you breathe in, the lung expands and lift the arm. And then the same to the other side. We hold the lung in the arms. And as you breathe out, everything gets smaller. And as we breathe in, everything gets bigger. Very good. And this is the metal element exercise. So this is very useful to help your lungs work well. If they have suffered from any illness or injury, it can help them function well. It also helps you poo because it works the large intestines. And it does have an effect on the emotions. Each of these exercises has an emotional aspect. So for this one, it's helping with grief, sadness, depression, that kidney, that kind of thing. Good. Expand. Shouldn't have said kidney. Nothing to do with the kidneys. Hug ball. Well done. All right. So we're going to move on. And we're going to go over the rainbow, turning the waist very gently and relax the arm down. And the same on the other side, turn the waist. Here we're working on the water element, kidneys and bladder. That makes sense, water, doesn't it? It's very soothing, it's very calming. If you're overly agitated to the point of fear, water exercises are particularly useful. It just soothes and calms the body. Think of looking over the rainbow as your hand slides over that lovely arc. This is also very useful for balance. It affects the ears. Kidney work helps you to balance out your ears. And the ears have a lot to do with balance. Good, one more time. And to the other side. Good, now we're going to flip our toes to one side, open, and you're turning your waist, bring the front hand, the hand that's swinging forwards, bring it in front of you, palm facing in, bring your feet together and think of pressing your palms together. Notice that my elbows are at 45 degrees, they're drooped, they're not sticking out. And feel a little sensation of the whole body just for a moment being contained and squeezed. And then we release and open to the other side. And again, press. Look to the center of the palm and squeeze. Good. And open. And squeeze. This is for liver and gallbladder. And the liver energy actually naturally expands. So we're encouraging the energy to expand by squeezing, by doing the opposite. So we squeeze gently, and that allows our release, our body to release and open. And squeeze. Look to the center of the palm, gently squeeze. But don't quite let the hands touch. Think of a little tennis ball or squash ball between the two hands. Doesn't matter if they do touch, but we want to keep a feeling of energetic buoyancy. Good. Open and squeeze and open and squeeze. Beautiful. Let's move on to the heart. So we're going to step to the side and skim. One hand comes down to waist height, flipping the toes. The other hand follows, skimming past waist height. We turn the palms, we come under the armpit, along, and release and relax, forwards and down. And the other side. Now, regardless of what it is you're working with on any given day, it's actually very useful to do the full set of these exercises, the 5 exercises to help bring your body into balance. The reason being that all your organs work together to bring balance. So if one is suffering, if you give everything a bit of a polish, they will support and help the one that's suffering. Whereas if you just poke away at the sore place, you may actually just make it more irritated. Good. Again. So this is for heart and small intestines. And it's very useful for just general function of the circulation and the digestion. But it also has an emotional element. It helps to balance the emotion of joy, to find a place for joy within your range of emotions. It's a very soft and gentle movement. You see the difference between this one and the last one. It's skimming, it's floating, it's massaging almost, it's very smooth. And heart exercises, fire exercises, believe it or not, tend to be very gentle because the heart never stops from the moment you come into existence to the moment you leave. The heart is working away. So we don't need to fire it up anymore. We want to soothe and calm the heart fire. Very good. Last time. And one more to the other side, please. Good. Now we'll do a little bit of integration work with the triple burner pericardium moves. We step back and we turn. Now we're coming across the body. Your left hand above your right foot pierces up. Release, untwist, and square up and sit back. Press your hands away. Good. We're going to turn and scoop. Just like open door 5, lift, but this time your right hand comes into a fist, your left hand underneath, flip the hands over, and it's like you're riding a donkey. Relax down into the belly, relax down through the legs. Very good. We're going to turn and open the left foot just a little bit, piercing your left hand above your right foot, untwist, push your heel out, and as you square up, you bring the hand in front of the heart gently into a fist and release. Circle, right hand up, left hand down, and the left hand does a big circle over the top, square up, sit back. Very good. We're going to turn, keep going. Keep circling both arms up and dragging the fingers behind. We're going to draw a big S shape in front of you. So cut the bowl in half, come underneath. Good. We're going to scoop under and lift. Think of lifting up your back over the top of the head. Flip the toes and come down the front. Good. Scoop around your bowl, just like in open door 5. Bring the back foot in and let's just sit back and down as we press the hands forwards and up, spreading your fingers wide. Now, can you see that? It's like, it's like this. So you're spreading your fingers wide as you're sitting back and down, stretch forwards and up and release, come in. Now your left hand in fist, as if you're eating something, and here's another chance to swallow. Swallow and release, relax back down to the center. Excellent, well done. Let's release the hand and we're going to float forwards and up, all the way up. Feed your weight back. And just step to the side and we're going to do big circulations. Turn the bowl. feed it across. Turn the ball, feed it across. So great big round movement, stretching around the ball. Good. Now bringing the feet closer, bring the ball down. Remember the stomach spleen exercise, nice and low. We're going to twist the waist, and now we're going to roll the ball forwards and back. So you're turning your waist, which sends one side forwards and pulls the other side back. Good. If you see it from the side, if I'm bringing my right shoulder and hip back, I bring my right hand back. If I bring my left shoulder and hip back, I bring my left hand back. Good. Now let's do the same movement, but rank it up to chest height. One forwards, one back. Good. Now lifting one hand up, the other hand down, and let's open the stance. Press the hands apart. The top hand is going to swing all the way down, and the other hand just turns over. So both palms now facing up, crossed at the wrist. Turn your waist. Draw in towards your chest and bring the top hand into a fist. Untwist and chase the fist. So you're pressing from behind. Again, there's a bit of space. You're not touching, just pressing from behind. And you feel a sensation of being closed. Now release. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We circle the arms. The top hand swings underneath. Cross at the wrists. Turn the waist. Let's take a little step. Draw the hands in. Top hand in fist. Chase the fist. And think of closing. Good. Release. Expand. Take a deep breath. And relax down into your center. We're going to rest the palms level with the waist. Breathing, relaxing into your belly. Calming down. Let's turn the palms and give your back a little rub. Excellent, well done, and close. So that was a sort of preparation version of the Phoenix in Graceful Clouds of Blessing form. We covered all of the elements of it, but I did a lot of work on the organs and organ balancing at the beginning of the form. So the rest of it is gravy. If you can get those first 5 exercises, you're going to get all the health benefits. Everything else is just extra circulations, extra integration work. So I think you did very well. Well done for following me. Come and sit down. We'll do a little relaxation before we do a little bit more physical stuff. I had a student yesterday saying I was really cold in class and didn't get much out of it because I was just too cold, and I'm taking that on board. But we have to strike a balance as well. Good stuff. Okay, plant your feet, please, and float up the top of the head. The chin slightly down and back. Just before we go into this practice, if we were working about saliva, working on how to produce saliva, from the form point of view, if you want to help that very first exercise of turning the ball lower down, it's very useful for all excretory issues. So anything that needs to be It could be sweat, for example, if you're not sweating, or if you're sweating overly, the stomach spleen exercise is very good. If you're not producing much saliva, the stomach spleen exercise is very good. It's the sort of beginning of the digestive system in the mouth. So if we work the stomach and spleen, we will also aid production of saliva. So you can do a couple of minutes. Excuse me, I'll stand up. You can do a couple of minutes of that very first exercise where we're turning our waist and turning the ball. And you can expand and sit back into it and release and turn and sit back. Very good. Master Lock had one student in Hong Kong who couldn't sweat. And that's a big issue. I think a lot of people here would go, oh, that sounds amazing. You know, that they spend a fortune on deodorant and stuff. But actually, it's a very serious condition. Sweat has a purpose. It helps us stay cool. It helps us get rid of some toxins from our body. So if you can't sweat, it's a big issue. And he gave her this exercise, the stomach spleen exercise, to do every day, just for a few minutes. And she did respond very well, and her system came into line and she was able to sweat. So I'm not sure exactly how long it took, but I think it was, you know, a reasonable distance. You know, if you're doing something for a year and you don't get results, you'd start to go, is it working? But I think, you know, I would say within a month, it was there. I'll have to ask him the timeline of it. Anyway, so that's a good exercise for you. Let's plant your feet, please. Float up through the top of the head, or again, you can think of being held at the base of the, if that's the skull, think of gently being drawn up at the back of the skull. And that gives you a good postural position. Good. All right. If it's comfortable, close your eyes. If you prefer, gently gaze ahead. And we're going to take a moment to pour the awareness down over the body, feeling the top of the head, feeling gently over the front, over the back, over the sides, feeling down through the center of the head, down through the mouth, the jaw, down into the neck and throat, gently down to the top of the chest, to the top of the back, feeling your way across the shoulders. Allow your breath to flow. With each out breath, we can let go a little bit more, which helps us glide our awareness gently down. Let's feel over the shoulders, over the tops of the arms, the inside and outside edges, the front and the back, feeling the way down through the arms, into the elbows, feeling your elbows hanging heavy and releasing, and feeling down into the lower arms. Think of breathing into each body part in turn, feeling them, breathing into them, letting go with the out breath as you continue down into the wrists, into the palms, feeling the backs of the palms and the fronts of the palms, the thumbs, feeling to the tips of the thumbs, feeling first fingers, feel to the tips of your fingers, feeling your middle fingers, feel to the tips of your middle fingers, feeling the ring fingers, feel to the tips of your ring fingers, and feel the little fingers. Feel to the tips of your little fingers. Breathing and feeling into your hands, letting them be heavy. With each out breath, letting go a little bit more. Feeling the whole of the arms very heavy, hanging in their sockets. Feeling back up into the chest, into the upper back. Gliding your awareness gently down through the chest, through the upper back, down over the flanks, the sides of your body, down through the center of your body, feeling into your waistband, breathing into the waistband, and letting go. Feeling into the lower body, into the belly and lower back. Feeling into the hips. Breathing for a moment into your lower body. Feeling into it and letting go. Feeling your sit bones and the weight of your body sinking down through your sit bones into the chair. Feel for the chair connecting, rooting down into the floor. Breathing into that feeling of support. And finding the sit bones once more. Feeling into the connection between body and legs. Feeling into the crease of your body and legs. And feeling down over the thighs, the top, the bottom, the inside edges and outside edges of your upper leg. Feel down through the core, through the bone, and down into the knees. Feeling all four corners of your knees. Feeling through the center of your knees. Feeling the little floating bone, the patella, the kneecap. Feeling behind the kneecap. Breathing into the structures, and as you breathe, allow them to release and let go. Feeling down through your lower legs. Feeling the shins, the calves, the inside edges, the outside edges. Breathing, releasing down through the lower legs and into the ankles. Feeling all the way around your ankles. As you breathe, let go through the ankle joints. All the little bones of the foot. Breathing into the feet now. Feel the tops of your feet, the soles of your feet, the inside edges and the outside edges. Feel into your heels. Feel into your toes. Feeling the big toes, second toes, third toes, fourth toes, fifth toes. Feel to the very tips of your toes. And it's okay if we can't quite feel where each toe is, that's all right. We simply visualize them, we feel for them. Listening is more important than what we feel. But whatever you do feel, welcome that sensation and breathe into it. Feeling to the very tips of your toes. Breathing into them. Breathing into the whole of the feet. Breathing into the whole of the legs. Breathing into the whole body. Like you are opening out the focus of a lens. Now let's feel the whole body as we breathe. And think of the whole body breathing. With every in-breath, think of light drawing in through every pore, filling you up. And with every out-breath, think of the grey, stale, used up energy effortlessly pouring out of us like smoke. Breathing in with light, with liveliness, fresh air, and breathing out the used up, stale air. But as it leaves you, flowing out like smoke, it too can turn to light. Keep going, please, letting your breath flow in your body's own natural time. Feeling light flowing in and the stale air gently flowing out, dissipating, turning to light. Let's now focus on the light. So as we breathe in, the light is flowing in. Hold your breath just for a moment and think of holding that light, feeling the lively energy dancing in your cells before you breathe out and let go the grey stale energy. And again, breathing in, think of drawing in the light. Suspend your breath for a moment and think of holding it, letting it dance in every cell and breathing out, letting go the grey stale energy. One more time, drawing in the light. This time, I'd like you to very gently squeeze your fists as you hold your breath and think of gently squeezing that light energy deeper into every cell. And as you breathe out, open your hands and let go. Good. So that practice is a variation of Lil Feng Sibi, which means 6-4 close up or apparent close up. So if we feel a good energy, we can just think of containing it for a moment and allowing it to resonate deeper in our system before we then let go. And our cells have memory. So if you can think of, oh, just now, this feels lovely. I want to remember this feeling. You can hold your breath. You can gently squeeze your fists. You can gently squeeze all the muscles of your body. Just for a moment, think of remembering, sealing in this good vibration before letting go, breathing out. We retain all information, but we can deliberately retain what serves us best. And then keep letting go, allow the energy to flow. Beautiful. Let's gently guide the hands to cover center. Hugging your elbows gently in. Now we're guiding the energy to return to the center of the belly, to the dantian. Breathing into the feel of the touch of the hands. Breathing into the temperature from your hands. Notice it flowing into your center. And you can think of all that light energy still gently glowing away in the system. Think of the lower belly as a field of soft, diffuse light. But as we breathe now, feeling into the touch and the warmth of the hands, we're going to help to focus that energy in to a single point in the center of the belly. As you breathe, very gently sift your awareness in and in and in, becoming more and more single pointed in your focus to the very center of the belly. And here we picture a tiny dot of very bright light. It's like your own personal sun, right in the very center of the belly. Your energy focused to a single point. Breathing into this point of light, breathing into this focal point. And you may actually experience physical sensations such as heat. Feel for it, but don't worry if you don't feel it. Just keep gently focusing the awareness to that single point of light. And feel your energy is stronger. Beautiful. Now, at any time, if you're feeling tired or overwhelmed or scattered, you can just give yourself a bit of space in a chair or even going to bed, covering your center and just gently breathing into your belly and gently sifting your awareness back to this single point. It has a very restorative effect for our energy. It is the equivalent of recharging our batteries. Very good. Let's bring the awareness gently back to the whole body, please. And wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Gently ease from your stance. You can make little movements, slightly bigger movements, bringing your awareness back to your space, to your surroundings. And when you're ready, you can slowly and gently open your eyes. Very good. So you may notice, folks, that the body temperature drops a little bit in relaxation. This is normal. This is why we have duvets or comforters on our beds. Even in summer, you want something to cover your body as you sleep because your body temperature drops. So the same when you're doing a relaxation, a seated relaxation or lying relaxation. I encourage you to keep a jumper handy and you can even just put on the layers as needed. Very good. Shall we finish with a little bit of movement again? Okay, up again. If there's ever any questions, folks, please don't hesitate to ask. You can pop yourself off of mute and just jump in there. Okay, so a little bit of turning from center and swinging the arms. I call this the Chinese drum exercise. Good. If you want to build a bit of heat and if you're capable, comfortably, you can open your stance a little bit and sit back and down a little bit more. So if you see that from the side, I'm just doing a sort of medium version of it. This will burn calories and it will heat you up and it will strengthen your legs more. But play with it. We have to be comfortable. It's not good if you're feeling that you're going to fall over or that you're straining. We don't need to strain. Good, let's come up again and we'll soften it down now to Chen Ku's version of this exercise, which is much gentler. It's like you are dragging your hands over the surface of water. Very good. Now we've just enough time to do once through the 9-step form. So let's bring the hands together and vigorously rub. Let's make sure we're nice and awake to do this. So we lift up and we're going to pat. Patting stimulates, so it wakes you up, but the downward direction continues the relaxation. Whereas if you were to go upwards, you could find yourself a bit wired. So be careful about that. Always downwards, or at least at the end of class. There are more complex versions of this. So we go down the front, down the back, down the inside, down the outside, and we just brush, 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 brush. Well done. Okay, folks. So if you haven't done the 9-step before, by all means, just sit and watch. But you can join in. It's short and sweet, and it's a Chen style form. So let's give it a go. Once through, please, to finish. Calming down. Listening to your body, all that lovely tingling energy. Listening behind you. Ready, and make a fist. Relax the fist into your palm. Up and stamp down. Release to the right. Turn left for 3 steps. 1. Stepping left. 2. Stepping right. 3. Find your corner, turn the left palm into fist, relax to center, and punch. Ward off position, and roll back to your left. Turn the palms over, and fill your back as you feed your hands forwards. 5 steps back. 1. Turn palms. 2. Turn palms. 3. Turn palms. 4. Turn palms. This time we have our sweep and chop. We turn the heel in and chop. Slight turn to the left, release your arms, turn to the front and step. Step your right foot behind, right hand in fist, relax down. Release the front foot, take a better position, step, prepare, relaxing to center. Right hand is in fist, we punch. Release and expand. Lift the left toes, bring the right side through, and hammer punch again. Up, down, down. Release, float up, breathing in to level with the chest. Breathing out, relax down to level with the base of the body. Think of sealing in your good energy. Again, just thinking for a moment, close, contain it, enjoy the resonance, and let go. Point to the floor, float up, fill right, and close left. Excellent. Recover, and a heel tap. Good. Now, we will look at that in more repetitions. So if you thought I haven't a clue what I'm doing there, don't worry. With repetition, it will get easier. And you did all the work today to get a really good Phoenix form together. So that's not the complete Phoenix form, it's a lot shorter. We just leave out all the repetitions. But if you play with these videos through the week, even take an aspect that we do in class, either relaxation or one of the exercises, whatever, you will find that it's easier and your body thanks you. This is health practice. So I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone for coming today. I hope you're enjoying your practice. I love working with you, and this is a real labor of love for me. So thank you so much for joining me, and have a wonderful weekend. Let's salute. Shua Sanha. Thank you very much, and see you next time.